Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this episode of TVG. Today we have Mr. Johnson, and today he's playing Halo Wars. So, how are you, Mr. Johnson?
Chee-hoo!
I believe you are pretty good at Halo.
Oh, Lord, I used to be. Oh,
How long ago has it been since you last played Halo?
4 years, 5 years.
4 or 5 years?
Yeah, I'm getting myself blown apart here right now.
Uh,
Oh, boy. It's coming back. Okay, here we go.
how's
Yeah,
it
the
take
original one was I liked.
that? Which Halo games did you play? Like Halo 1, Halo
Yeah,
2?
one.
Just one?
Yeah, that was it. Because I converted to Diablo.
Oh yeah, and you were saying earlier how you really like Diablo 3.
Diablo 3 on PS4 is awesome.
Is that what you play now? Or?
No, I did play it, but it took too much of my time. So I had to give it up.
Have you always been teaching chemistry throughout your 13 years, or?
Here at Mililani High School, my first year I taught physical science, and then I moved to chemistry. And I used to teach in the private schools before I came here.
And then
Well,
you finally
13
came
years here, and I spent a couple of years at the other ones. Yeah, it was, because they needed me temporarily. You know, it's tough to find a full-time position in the private school sometimes because they have people that get sick, and so they bring you in for a year.
I know there's this thing that you do at the end of the year, and since this is one of our last TVGs for this year, 2018. I know you guys have this event. I was there last year. That you, Mr. Sandvig, and the other chemistry teachers, you get a whole bunch of things and you just make them blow up.
That's correct. We try to we demonstrate all the chemical reactions that we do in the lab on the small scale in the lab, right?
Mm-hmm.
We take them down to the softball field and we demonstrate them on the big scale where things explode, and we're demonstrating different scientific laws, gas laws, different types of chemical reaction, oxidation reduction, and all these other different types of chemical reactions that we do in regular chemistry. And we want to get rid of all of our extra chemicals that we have left over from each year so they don't go bad. So we put them all together and we blow them all up.
How long ago did you guys start this tradition of?
About 11 years ago.
11 years. So,
Yeah.
2 years after you're here in Mililani High School, you're figuring, you know what? I'm just going
gonna start blowing stuff up 11 years ago, bro. That's exactly how it started.
Have you ever had, like, any mishaps, or?
What a great question. No students have ever been hurt or anything like that, but there's been some close calls where I almost blew myself up, but fortunately we've got a lot of safety in place, and so nobody's ever been injured doing this over the 11 years. It's an interesting thing, though. This year we had a shooter threat.
Mm-hmm.
We had a bomb threat. And so we're not politically tone deaf as teachers, and we don't want to upset people. We could see how parents might start asking, why are you doing this in front of my kids? Why are you blowing stuff up? What is the lesson point in this, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we're not doing that anymore because we're not going to do that this year for the first time in 11 years.
Oh, really?
Yes, our fearless principal, Mr. Murphy, pointed out the fact that it could upset some parents because do we really want to be teaching kids I'm not teaching kids how to make bombs, but kids see how things explode, and then they can do it themselves if they tried, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we don't want parents saying, you're teaching our kids to make bombs, things like that. Although it's fun, we're doing big chemical reactions, we don't want parents and students to get the wrong impression and start doing the wrong thing. And so we're redesigning this right now. We do some incredible stuff in our laboratories. And we're redesigning it for next year. We're going to be bigger and better and just as awesome as ever.
What are your favorite moments in teaching chemistry? Like, is it?
My favorite moments in teaching chemistry are when we bring into the phrase, burning is learning.
Burning is learning.
Burning is learning is our motto in chemistry. So when I get to do a lab where there's fire and smoke and all the exciting things that can happen in a chemical reaction, when I get to do those things, that's really exciting for me.
All right. So this has been our last 2018 edition of TVG. This is Carlos Prado and Mr. Johnson signing off. Have a good one.
Aloha.